There was a time when I worked in an office doing a career that I was certified and I was licensed in for 9 years. I kept hearing this call, this push to quit, and I doubted it. I didn't listen to it. How many times do we have the tendency to do something and not follow through, not follow and listen to our intuition, not trust ourselves to step forward in what we're being called to do? See, at this instant, when I did not listen to myself, I woke up from working Friday, waking up Sunday, and my hips had flipped. But my hips had rotated in and my tailbone had tucked under. And this was deeply rooted in my security in this business that I was working for somebody else, because I didn't feel safe enough to trust myself to step out of that and fulfill my own business that I had been working on years. And I thought I had to do that part-time. And so I was bedridden for 2 weeks, seeing multiple doctors, trying to figure out why this had happened to me. And I got back on it, got in the routine, went into work, discussed everything. The doctors had said put me on this light duty and everything. And I went back to work, not listening to that intuition again. And when I walked out of the office after I had stated everything, I was like, why did I do that? Why did I not quit? I was like, okay, well, it's too late now. Anyways, a week later, it did it again. This time not as severe, but it definitely was a wake-up call. And it took me, again, a little bit to get back and get standing again. I mean, because it was crippling. It took me down. I couldn't stand up straight. And so when I went back to work for the third time, I was sitting down and I was writing out a chart. And I heard it's going to happen again. And at that time, I had somebody walk in, and there was this episode that happened, and I knew right then and there, every cell in my body said, today's the day. I'm done. And I did. I finished my day, wrote my resignation letter, and I cleaned out my locker and said, I'm done. And I never went back. And that's the day that I chose to run my upcycled clothing business. And I did it on my own. I went ahead and was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I do it by myself, and I'm going to keep pushing. And sure enough, within a week, I was in 6 different boutiques selling my clothing. I was traveling from the Houston area up to Austin, and I was shipping to other states, doing wholesale. It was a big transition for me, and I was able to make that happen because I stepped out of the uncomfortableness, that toxic, I'm going to call it a relationship, because that's exactly what it was. It was a work environment that was so toxic and straining that it created this uncomfortable in my body. And so I followed that, and it was great. I jumped up, did a whole lot of new things, and I progressed further in my business than I had ever done. However, I was doing it alone. I did have some help here and there, but it was a one-woman job. And I have learned now, years later, that I am here again, taking this step forward, trusting my intuition as it calls. As I close my clothing business and I step into this new uncomfortable, but trusting my intuition that I'm going to be caught and that everything is going to open up just like it had been before, and see myself transition in this way that I know is possible because I've been here before and I've done this. And I'm here to say you can do it too. Trust your intuition. Trust what it's telling you to do. Follow those steps. Take that action step and see where it takes you. The only person standing in your way is you.